Nice bag.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
This is Jason.
And Bill.
With another episode, The Return of Nothing's for No One.
Yeah.
Yeah, season whatever.
Well, technically, we haven't stopped.
Really?
Yeah, because I did all those episodes.
Yeah.
Although, let's see, last week there wasn't an episode.
Yeah.
Because today is Sunday, and it's way too hard for me to get this all done fast enough for tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
For us now, tomorrow's episode is just a snippet saying like,
hey, we'll
sorry,
be back.
there's no episode. And then this episode is going to be the return.
Well, we're both back from tour.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So how was it?
Oh, it was all right.
How long was it?
It ended up being, oh my God, I gotta like look at the
Because
date.
you left before I did, right?
Yeah, we left a little before. We left like October, like the 2nd of October, I believe.
Okay.
We had a routing date on the way.
Oh, no, then you left. Wait, you left in October?
We left October 2nd, yeah.
Okay.
So you were gone before I,
you.
yeah. Because that last weekend you were gone.
Yeah.
That I was here.
I basically left the day after my birthday.
Yeah, so we were gone for your birthday party.
Yeah, because you guys had that one-off in Kansas.
Oh, you're right.
Which we didn't get to talk about. How was that?
That
they
sucked.
didn't play it, right?
Yeah, that sucked.
Why didn't they play
it? Bad because their drummer had an injury, a groin injury. I don't know if that's like public. It is now, but yeah, there was something going on and he couldn't do it, and he just like couldn't walk, dude. Yeah, it was bad. He had to go to the hospital and shit. So
yeah, because I wanted to ask you about it because I'm friends with the bass player, Craig.
Yeah.
And I saw he was like, yeah, not playing it, but he was there, right?
Yeah, they all came out and hung out with us, but yeah, it sucked.
That's a bummer.
There was like nobody there, but like this will be a running theme, I think, for like the whole tour we just did. But it's just like this time of year, there's so many death metal bands touring after like festival season. It's like bands put out records in the summer, you know, and then they want to go do a headliner in the fall for it or whatever, you know, it happens to be. And like, there are so many fucking tours that are being followed right now. Just like the Beyond Creation tour with Equipoise and a bunch of other bands like Fallujah. Then there's that Disentomb tour that was happening with Visceral Disgorge. Now you have Inferi and Allegiant, and like, there's all these tours that come through the fall, and essentially they're all hitting the same venues. So it's like, it's kind of hard.
Sensory overload for
people.
It's
hard because it's like, I'm going to see these like packages, you know, over and over, you know, the same type of deal. And yeah, apparently that weekend, the day before, Fallujah and Archaic had played Kansas City. So the first day of the fest, or the second day of the fest. Yeah, technically the first day of the fest. Fallujah played in Kansas City.
How many days was the festival?
2, and then there was like a pre-show thing, like a pre-fest show. And yeah, it was pretty not good. The turnout was like horrible.
Where were you guys at?
We were second to last. We played right before Macabre. But it was supposed to be us, Macabre, and Otman, I think. But they had a drop, and yeah, it just was rough for sure.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. But we got our guarantee, which was cool. So
that's nice.
Yeah, that was definitely cool. I mean, the guy was super sweet who like ran it, and it was run very well. It was just the attendance wasn't good.
How many bands on the bill?
Oh my God, I can't even tell you, dude. Yeah, like
how many stages?
1, but it was like it was weird because the stage was so big. They had like drummers setting up drum kits while a band was playing, and like back like one side of the stage and then the other, you know, they were like setting up back to back. It was kind of cool. I thought it was going to be distracting, but it really wasn't.
No.
For not a lot of people there.
Was it on wheels or no? Like the drum riser?
No.
That's the shit when they do that. Like you literally just roll it out and then roll another one in. It's like the changeovers are so fast.
There was one drum riser on the stage, but like it was stationary, and then the other kit was set up just like on floor level of the stage. But there were like rugs and shit. I mean, it was fine. It was nice and easy and quick, but like, yeah,
attendance was shit.
Yeah, not the greatest.
How big of a room?
Pretty fucking big. There's this place called the Jayhawk Theater in Topeka, and yeah, it's just a fucking mess. I mean, Topeka just kind of, I guess it's not a hot spot. I'll just say that. A lot of people from there were talking shit about it.
Everybody
The
does that.
Westboro Baptist Church is not far from there.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much very close. We didn't go by, but we were talking about it. And
visit.
yeah, and like poop or pee or something.
Make out with each other in front of the place.
But yeah, it's just, and it wasn't that good. It was just kind of like
Bummer.
shot. Yeah, it was a bummer, but it was fun for us because we were like, oh, we'll just hang out with, Macabre and Aunt May and everybody get fucked up.
At least you had that.
Yeah, so I was getting, I was getting pretty baked.
Was that just the only show you did, or did you guys do anything else around it?
Not on that, no. We just did that one on the way there.
You guys should have came to my birthday instead.
I know, dude,
Should have
for
brought
fucking
McCullough
real.
and Aunt May.
It would have been so much more sick if we did that.
It was all right.
Yeah, it would have been more fun going to Forest Park with Macabre and Aunt May for your birthday, dude.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fun birthday.
I'm sure it fucking was. I'm sorry I missed it again.
I
was there last year, though. It's harder for me to remember, like, what years I make it, what years I don't. But
I think I made it.
Yeah, I made Nate
every
leave
year since I've known you, right? Except for this one.
There was one that I didn't, I don't think. But and
Really?
this one. But I was at last year's because that's when Obscura played and I made everybody leave early to go.
Yeah, you guys left Obscura for me.
Yeah, it was good. It was
I would have
worth
stuck
it.
around for Obscura. No.
Nah, not fucking Joliet. I mean, maybe if it was somewhere sicker and like the show didn't have 8 fucking bands on it, but
Fair enough.
yeah.
So then no shows after the
No,
cancel and then
we
the
came
tour
back.
time, right?
We were back in time, like we had to take off. I had to take off that Friday because that's when we left.
Okay.
But yeah, we just fucking played that show, came home, then I worked for the rest of the week, and then we left. So,
And where was the first show?
the first show of the tour was a routing date with us and Macabre. It was in Columbia, Missouri,
Okay.
which was a college town.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we happened to be playing there on a weekend of a huge music festival, and it was just not the greatest turnout. I mean, there were some people there, and we did sell some merch. What was funny is the show was actually booked by one of the guitar players from Misery Index. He's a teacher out there. So, but he also puts on local shows. Yeah. So that was really cool. So I got to talk to him a bunch, and he's also in a band called Scour with Phil Anselmo. It's like his black metal band. Yeah.
No shit.
So I got to talk to him a bunch about
Phil Anselmo bands.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about that and shit, and it was cool. He was a really nice dude, and he said he liked our band a lot. He said it was very unique, and I'm always like, do you like it or do you hate it by saying that? But he seemed stoked on it. It was cool, and he was a cool dude. So,
have you met anybody that's like ever been like, I don't like your shit? Like, ever said that to you? I'm sure they're out there, but I mean, they're like,
not to my. I don't think anybody's ever said it to my face in real life. On the internet, yeah,
right, yeah, but that's the internet.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people.
So I feel like anybody
internet,
that would talk to you is probably knows you because of the album and is gonna like it, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
because it's gotten nothing but like. From what I've seen, for the most part, it's like pretty positive.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten some.
I can't imagine there's a lot of
weird
people out there
ones.
that would want to come up to you and be like, "Yeah, you guys are
your
cool,
record."
but I don't really fucking like it." Like that'd be so weird.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
that
get
ever said
it,
anybody.
but I can't imagine you guys are gonna come across that.
Yeah. So that show was fun. Me and Alex are really into this band called Issues, and they're like a pop metal band, not even like a metal band anymore.
I've been hearing the name.
Yeah, I've been posting them a lot, but their record was coming out like later that week, and that show was on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and it leaked that day, so we were just like listening to it all day. So that's not what I associate that city with now. Is just that. Okay. Not even the show.
That's awesome.
It's like,
listen to Issues.
The show is whatever, but yeah, this is fucking cool, and and then there was a 2-day drive all the way out to fucking California. But I gotta give a shout out to this dude that apparently, because you recorded one of his old bands. So this dude hit me up out of the blue because I was looking for places for us to stay on the way out there because we didn't really have much. Like we had our buddy in Denver, Fernando. We got to stay with him, but otherwise, this dude Jose Ruiz. Do you remember him?
Yeah. Fuck. What's the band? Something with a D, I think.
I don't remember what his band used to be.
So wait, what about him? What did he?
He fucking reached out to us, and he had a bunch of Marriott hotel points, and he booked us like 2 rooms.
No shit.
Yeah, it was
fuck
super
yeah,
sick,
man. That's
dude.
awesome. Hell yeah.
It was really cool, and it was like I have met that guy pre the Warforged band. It was like me and Adrian's old band, and he used to book shit at Kloss Rock House.
Okay.
And he booked us a show there that like fell apart miserably. Like the band that was on before us, they were called like Psychopathic Days. I remember this.
Familiar.
Yeah, they were like a big new metal thing in Chicago, I think. But yeah, we played that, and it was bad. And they like, I guess they damaged the room, and it was like
they fuck up the mural.
Yeah, they fucked up something.
Really?
Yeah, and like
Ian, former guest guy's dread stuck in one of the chandeliers. That was pretty funny. Yeah, didn't break the chandelier.
That's scary though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened, and they were like, "Yep, show's over." So we had to wait, like, and we were the last band. We had to wait all day, and then we just had we had our shit set up because it was like 2 stages, and then I was just like, we just had to take everything down, and they wouldn't let us play. So
we did 1 or 2 shows there, and our drummer's cymbals got jacked there once. Sucked. Really fucking.
It does suck. Yeah. Fuck.
And they were nice. They were like the Peisty Rude series.
Oh yeah,
like all of them. So like not.
Yeah,
cheap.
that's a lot of money for playing Kloss Rock House.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mute the censor. I think I did that before on an episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll leave that in there.
Yeah, that was not fucking sick. That was years ago though. That was forever ago.
Right.
Like,
yeah. It's that place just recently got sold.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, because I know a girl whose grandparents own that place.
Oh yeah.
And I saw her post something about it, which I was surprised. I thought it sold like a while ago.
They haven't done shit like that.
I think it was just closed, like for shows, at least for quite some time.
I can't even remember what year that was. It was so fucking long ago. But I remember
it was Capsized Days for me, so it was a while ago.
And I've seen Jose at a show recently within the last year, but we only talked for like a second maybe.
I saw him too. Like it might have been the same show. Like I remember him coming up to me. It took a second for me to like get the wheels turned because I only knew him through recording his band. Like we weren't like friends or anything.
Yeah, what was that at Reggie's?
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe it was a show we did.
I think it might have been a show we did.
The Psychroptic show?
It might have been that.
Maybe that.
Maybe. Yeah. It was funny because I didn't recognize him right away until he explained to me like, "Oh yeah, you recorded my band." I was like, "Well, that's only like 6 bands maybe."
Yeah,
most of them are my like close friends. So like,
yeah, that's why I was like, "Oh, I didn't know Bill would have known this dude." It was just very
small world,
very much a shock. Yeah, so yeah, it was cool. He hooked it up, and we got some nice ass motels.
Man.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
So and luckily on this tour, I lined up a lot of places for us to crash at. So that was really nice.
That's good. Good way to save money.
But yeah, tour was like it was not the best tour we've done. But
so what was a high point? What was a low point?
Oh man. The high point for me, the couple of high points for me were probably touring the Pacific Northwest for the first time. So that was my first time in Portland. Yeah.
And you got to meet Joe.
I did. Dude.
Yeah. That picture was awesome. Yeah. I was so stoked when I saw that.
He's such a sick dude, man.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Great fucking guy.
And he was super so nice. Yeah.
Super sweet. Yeah.
I was talking to him, and now Nate listens to this podcast now.
Oh, now he listens to it?
Yeah, Nate listens to it all the time now.
I thought he always did.
No, he didn't. Remember the years in my old fucking place where we would be like, we would talk about how Nate never listens to the show.
I guess
shit
so.
talking.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But now he does.
Now he does all the time.
So we gotta watch.
Fuck you, Nate.
But like, I was talking to him, and like, because I always pictured like him to be very similar to Nate, based on all the stories Nate had told me about them songwriting.
I could see why.
But like, no, not at all. It's like two different, and not in a bad way. It's just like he's very like easy to talk to, and I'm just like, man, this guy is like
super chill.
How did he used to be in this band? Like, it was just not that it's like a struggle or anything, but he was just like a dude, and I'm just like, damn, this guy's sick. And
yeah, he's the shit, man. Yeah. I do miss him for sure, and like, yeah, he's a great dude to be in a band with. Like, yeah, you could probably tell just from talking to him.
He's the shit, dude. So he was cool. He came out and we smoked he rolled a spliff for us to smoke. That was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Portland was just the shit. I had other friends that came out to that show too that I got to meet. And a couple of the dudes from this band, Mordant Rapture, who was on our label, on Artisan Era.
Oh, cool.
And they're recent to that band. They're newer members of that band. But it was cool because like I've talked to those guys over the internet. I never got to meet them. And
was there any other like metal royalty that you came across?
At these shows? Not really.
Not like, I forgot what tour it was, but who was it wasn't it the dude from Cephalic Carnage or something that was like, came out because you guys are sick. Yeah, that's awesome.
He gave us weed. Yeah, that was sick. No, not this time around. Let me see. Then we played Seattle, and Evelyn came out.
Oh, cool.
Evelyn and Thresh came out, and my friend Tim O'Brien came out, who lives out in Washington now.
No relation to Tom.
No, complete relation. I don't know if you ever met Tim O'Brien or not, but I don't think you did. But he's a sick dude. He was in Nick Daniels' old band Gateways. He was their singer. Okay. So I know him from that because we filled in and we stayed in touch ever since. And he's a sick dude and a great vocalist. He's nice. An awesome vocalist. And he used to be in I Killed Everyone when Tim King was managing that band and running that band. He was their singer.
I forgot about that. They were on Pavement.
Yeah.
Weird.
He was. That's like when he was in the band.
You gotta like remind me of that at some point so I could ask him about that. I'm just curious. Because did Tim work with him or was it Mark?
It was Tim.
It was Tim.
Yeah, because my Tim O'Brien was telling me about, because like we were talking about, he was asking how Roman Reigns was and how the podcast was. So I was like, oh yeah, Bill's on tour with Soil right now. He's like, oh, that's funny. Like, tell him to say hey to Tim for me. And I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, you should have said
like,
something.
I totally, I was way too high, dude. I was getting, by that point in the tour, I was like, it was just like everything was like a movie, dude. Yeah. It was sick though. It was awesome. Like that day, it was Seattle's just like the shit, and so's Portland. Like it's beautiful. It's just
I've been
like,
to Portland, but I was like 5 years old, so I don't remember it.
I had this thought because I was like,
think it was that cool then.
It's the first place that I've been to where I'm like, I couldn't move here.
Really?
And feel like and feel like stoked on it, but part of me feels weird because of the fact that it's so fucking far northwest that it's just like, well, if some shit goes down, it's gonna be hard to get out of here. You know,
like what?
Some shit, I don't know, zombies, fucking natural, some type of natural disaster. I don't know, something happens. Like, you know, that's why I'm like, well, at least in Chicago, I have multiple directions to pick from where I would like to go.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Go up, down, left, right, doesn't matter.
You can't really go through the lake. Well, you could go through the lake if you have the means, but you could go around the lake.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
There's ferries.
But once you're in fucking, you only got one way to, pretty much a couple ways to go, and that's it. You know, when you're out there. But it's cool. I mean, it's just like, everybody's so nice there. It's like the land of marijuana. Dude, there's fucking, we're driving on the highway past like where I'm like, did somebody smoke? And I'm looking outside and there's like fields of marijuana. And I'm just like,
weird. Like, the sun all of a sudden is up, like shining over.
Yeah, I was just like, is that fucking weed? And we're like, yeah, I think that is. And we're just like, holy shit. Like,
that's awesome.
They really get down over here. So, yeah, that was pretty wacky, but very sick. Altogether, it was just like, that was my favorite part of the tour because we hadn't been to those. I'd never been to those places ever in my entire life. We've never played them, and even the Portland show itself was a nightmare. Like, oh, really? we almost skipped it because like it was booked at a VFW hall. When we got the day sheet, Andrew from Alter Beast sent it to us, and it was like one local band. It was starting at 7. The whole show had to be done by 10 p.m. sharp, and every band had to be out of the building at 10:30. Yeah. Ooh. So like we were just like, okay, how do we fix? And they were like, oh, and the bands have to supply a PA system, and we're like, okay. So I guess Andrew pulled some strings. There was a PA there. The locals ended up not playing, and I mean, every band had to cut their set a little bit, but
how long of a set was everybody doing?
We had 25. I think Macabre had the same thing. Cognitive had a half hour, and then Alter Beast played usually for about 45 minutes to an hour every night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, depending. I mean, they kind of altered their set. Dude, and I'm just going to say it now. Alter Beast is like such a sick fucking band live. Amazing live band.
I mean, we did that one show in Reggie's, and I was like blown away.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking
I'm pretty
killer.
cynical at this point in my life.
And even like, and those are dudes. Half those dudes are not in the band anymore. And the guys they got now are like their drummer or the drummer on that tour. Brandon is just like a fucking machine.
That's awesome.
And he's like 5 years younger than me, and I'm just like, all right, dude, maybe I'll just kill myself. I didn't think that, kids. But I was just like, fuck, man. But yeah, it was like I would watch their set every night. Like, really? And I never do that. Like, I'm always just like wanting to fuck off and walk around, but I was just like, fuck. Like, they were so much fun to watch. Like, I just smoke a little bit and fucking watch them and be like, whoa. Like, it was really fun. They sounded awesome on this tour. So I was, if anything, I was the most bummed when it got cut short that we didn't get to see them. But
how many shows did you guys cut?
4 total. They had to cut 5. But we did the last show in Fort Worth without them. But I was gonna say Seattle to wrap that up. Evelyn, Tim, sick time. Venue was kind of cool. It was good. That was my favorite part of the tour. And we also got to go the next day. We went to the Twin Peaks restaurant.
Oh, I saw pictures and stuff. How was that?
Tweeds
was that
Cafe.
cool?
It was fucking awesome. It was way too much money, but it was
really
sick. Yeah, dude. I had a.
Yeah, they can do that probably.
A burger, fries, a piece of pie, and coffee. And I paid $30.
Fuck
yeah, it's
that.
fucking insane. Yeah,
Ugh,
but it was worth it.
Yeah, it's a memory.
Next time I wouldn't get that much food, but the pie was really good, and so was the fucking coffee. It was awesome. It was really cool. It was weird being in there and me and Adrian were talking about it. And I'd never been to a place where like
a movie theme.
Yeah, or anything was filmed there. I mean, Chicago, sure, right. But it's not.
So wait, that was the actual diner and everything.
That was the Double R.
Has it been there?
Yeah,
like as the Twin Peaks diner this whole time.
Yeah, it was called the Double R in the show, and they have Double R shit all inside, but the actual name of the cafe is Tweeds Cafe.
Why did they just call it Double R?
I don't know.
Weird.
But we figured we had to get an oil change anyway, so Max booked it at there was a Chevy dealer right there. So he's just like, we'll just drop it off and fucking get some food and then go. And I'm like, damn, all right.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that was cool, but it started snowing really badly while we were up there, dude. That was the biggest. That was the biggest trip about this tour was that the weather was all over the place. Dude, we played.
Yeah, you were going through mountains. Yeah.
I drove us out of there in the snow. We played Salt Lake City at an outdoor venue, and it was 27 degrees outside.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was brutal, dude. It was called the Loading Dock, and it's like a converted loading dock. It's a really sick spot. It's like a cool place. It
sounds cool. It sounds interesting.
And the show was one of the better ones on the tour, actually, but it was just like
you were frozen.
Yeah, we were fucking frozen, but luckily we met a lot of cool people. This dude William in Portland let us crash with him in a really nice townhouse we got to stay at. There was a sauna on the property. I didn't go, but the other dudes did.
Nice.
I think Jason Adrian went. He's just a really nice guy. And I met him through our record label. He's just a fan of the bands on there. And a bunch of people pointed me in his direction. In Seattle, after that, we stayed in Tacoma with this dude, Vance, and his wife. He's in this band, Aetherius, who's on our label. They're super sick, and their house was really nice. Jace was drunk, climbing on top of me when I was trying to sleep. So that was lame, but everything else was pretty cool. That was definitely the better portion of it, but yeah, that long answer to your question is that's probably my favorite.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, just catching up with friends, hanging out with Evelyn and Tim was so fucking dope, and I didn't want either of them to leave.
Right.
I remember I walked Evan and Thresh to their car, and it was misting out, and I was so high, it was just it felt like a movie. I was like, fuck, I don't want you guys to go. Let's hang out more. I have to hang out here for another 6 hours. Not that long, but for a while. And I was just like, fuck, man. I was like, all right, back to reality.
Right, yeah, that's how it goes.
We went to this really cool dispensary in Portland called the Apothecary.
Okay.
And it looked like a little witch's house.
Cool.
And I got this candy bar that was half CBD, half THC.
Okay.
So I still have some of it. It just gives you a really interesting, weird high, because it's a very conscious high, because it's half CBD. So it's crazy ideas all the time.
Foggy,
yeah, it is sick. And yeah, it was just a cool spot. So that was my favorite part of the tour, was all that shit. Yeah. Least favorite part of the tour was canceling. But I mean,
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, the turnouts were not so great on this one. And as I was saying before, Alter Beast got into some legal troubles.
Right.
They got pulled over. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this podcast, but
I think there's some information online if people really want to look it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get Andrew on the show. He mentioned that he would be down to come on. Yeah, so we'll see what he says. That was before all this shit went down.
Right.
But he was telling me that, or what happened was they got, this is funny. I'll put it in this perspective. So we got into Texas from Denver. Everybody bought a shitload of weed. We played a small town called Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah.
At this bar that I thought was going to be a shot show. It ended up actually being pretty good, at least turnout wise. We played. Me and Marv got really fucked up. He was like, you should drink one of these nights. I was like, yeah, I should. So I was drinking vodka cranberries all night. And I was already Marv was sick the past couple days, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get sick hanging out with this dude. So, and he was like, no, you're not. And he had this bottle of fucking, he was like, I'm drinking this cough syrup, dude. It's Dayquil. I'm like, Marv, that's not lean. That's not codeine or Robitussin. It's Dayquil. He's like, it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not.
Definitely not.
And he was like, I'll drink a whole bottle of this, watch, I'll be fine the next day. It wasn't fine the next day. But then the next day he was like feeling better. And that's when I started to get sick. So I was like really drunk and really high. We ended up staying at the promoter's house in a trailer, which was sick as fuck. So, but I woke up that morning and I was like freezing. Oh, no. I had the shakes and it was just like his house was really cold and like it was really cold in Texas by that point. And I was just like,
at night it gets pretty cold.
And a lot of the things like a lot of the drives on this tour are pretty long. So we had to get up early and go if we didn't drive through the night, which we never do.
I would avoid that.
Yeah, nobody's good at night driving. So we would get up at like 6 a.m. and just hop in the van and go. It was brutal, but we did it. But yeah, so we left that trailer and we're driving, and all of a sudden, I was sleeping. I had my earplugs and an eye mask in, and all of a sudden, Max pulls over. Nobody noticed anything.
Really?
And he pulled over and he was like, "Oh yeah, the fucking trailer tire just blew the fuck off." And we were like, "What?" And like he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I didn't even feel it at first until I started hearing a weird noise, and I looked over and like." I was like, oh shit, we're riding on the wheel right now. So we had a spare. Rim, basically, right? We had a spare, but the thing the spare was like on the rod itself. Our our jack wouldn't go low enough to loosen the bolt. So luckily some guy pulled over to help.
Oh, nice.
And did it. Yeah, it was super sick. We got it changed, no problem.
Did you guys rent that trailer?
Yeah. Well, kind of. So we bought a new spare like for it as a, to make it up. And
right.
It
looked way worse in the pictures, but it wasn't that bad.
No, not bad at all. The fender blew off, but like whatever, that happens. So like we were just like, okay, and got it on, no problem. Lights were still working, everything was still good, nothing in the trailer was damaged. We were like, all right, like this is cool. So it took us a while. It's still a process to change a tire and shit. Yeah. So we were there for probably a little under an hour. Okay, but we had messaged the tour chat and we were just like, hey, like,
tire.
Yeah. And then Macabre guys were like, oh, we're kind of close. Do you guys need any help? And we're like, nah, we got it. We're good. And then I messaged the group like, all right, we're on the way. And then like 5 minutes later, Alan from Alter Beast is like, oh yeah, a couple of the guys just got arrested right now. We're trying to figure this all out. And I was just like,
fuck, that was the same day.
Oh, yeah. So they got pulled over in Brownstone, Brownview. I don't fucking remember. Some small town in Texas. And yeah, they just got caught with a bunch of THC products, and a couple of the dudes, I will not name names, ended up getting some felony charges from.
I saw they mentioned that. I was like,
yeah, people thought it was a joke, and we were like, oh no, it happened.
It's like, holy shit, people are still catching felonies for marijuana? Like, what are we doing
here? Dude, in Texas, they'll give you the same punishment as getting caught for heroin here. It's insane. And I mean, those guys are from California. We were coming from fucking Denver. I mean, it's like.
They probably get people from Denver all the time.
I'm sure, and that's probably what they bust, but it's insane to me. So, like, they ended up getting out, luckily, in time for the show, and were able to make it. But after that, their drummer had some family issues going on and had to bail, the fill-in drummer, and at that point, we just kind of knew it wasn't going to happen anymore. So we ended up playing the next show because our agent, we got to meet Dan DeFonsi, came out to the show. Sick as fucking dude. Such a nice guy.
I take it he's from there.
Yeah, he lives in Austin now. So yeah, we played the last show in Fort Worth, which was cool because our buddy Nick Smith, he's like an OG fan of ours. His band got to open the show. They're called Black Avum, and they're really sick. Cool. So we got to meet the rest of his guys, they were super cool. And yeah, it was a fun show, a good last show to end on. And then we only had to drive home 14 hours as opposed to 33.
Ugh, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, and at that point,
you do 14 straight?
Yeah, we did it straight. We just got up at like 6 in the morning and left, and then just like I did like 8 hours of that drive. So,
oh wow,
yeah, second 8 hours, like the ending half of it mostly. But I mean, at that point, like a 14-hour drive to us is like, oh, that's like, fuck yeah, we'll do that to get home. Like we did it, and we usually when we come back home, we stay at Max's parents' house.
Oh, cool.
And we spend the night, and then the next day we'll go back, unload, drop everybody off, and do all that.
That's a good idea. Yeah, kind of wind down,
exactly.
And get rested. So there's nothing worse than unloading your van or trailer, dude. Right after a tour, it's like, oh,
we stayed in a motel. We only paid for 2 motels, and one of the ones that we stayed at was the first one. Fuck, what was it called?
Red Roof Inn.
Oh, the movie. No, it was a Motel 6. We're loyal to Motel 6.
Do you have like a rewards thing?
No, but we should.
You should.
Do they have rewards?
Probably. Everybody has a fucking rewards program.
Yeah, we should check that out. Maybe we do, and I just don't know.
You should do that and get like a truck stop.
I have that.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I have a Love's and Flying J, or a Pilot Flying J one, and a Love's card.
There you go.
Yeah, so that is dope. But we have the free shower game thing on lock, man. We just go to Planet Fitness.
Oh,
we have the black card, so it's
Good
like
idea.
we could do that. But we never do that. We did that one or like twice.
Really?
On our tour in June. Yeah, it was the only time we ever did it.
That's funny.
Most of the time we didn't really have a chance to, like on this tour, because the drives were so fucking brutal. I mean, we did take a good amount of showers just by staying at people's houses and whatnot, but
that's good. Yeah.
You know, I'm usually an advocate for taking showers as much as possible, but you know, whenever there's a chance, I'm like, there's a shower, might as well just fucking do it. But this tour I was a little more lax on it because I was like, fuck it, I don't care. Like I'll go 3 days without showering, and it's like, if it means I could sleep an extra hour, like I'll just fucking take that over it. So, but I was sleeping pretty good in the van. Max let me borrow this eye mask that he didn't want anymore. And I would use earplugs, and it was like, I was set, man. If I was high too, I was like,
just done.
No problem. Yeah, dude. So one benefit about marijuana is that it definitely helps me sleep a lot.
I love sleeping on it. I know it's like kind of dumb because it's like, it's a waste of weed to some people, but I think it's a great way to sleep. Yeah.
So, we started watching this movie, Lawnmower Man. Have you ever seen it? With fucking...
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dude, it's sick as fuck,
yeah, it's amazing.
Man.
Best graphics ever. Still holds up.
For real. It holds up great.
Job.
Dude, it got to a certain point where...
I saw this the video of the old man getting shot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's so good.
Hell yeah, dude. We ended up finishing it at Max's house
bro.
because we couldn't finish it at the motel because we had to go.
Oh, fuck.
Like, fuck. But...
you should watch the sequel.
I know there is one. I'm going to watch it probably tonight.
Bad. But... It's really... If you... Like, the original one is redeeming because it's so hokey that it's fun. The second one is just bad. It's just not a good film. And somehow looks worse than the original.
Yeah, cool. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. But yeah, we just, we finished watching that, fell asleep, and then woke up and did the deeds, dropped off everything, took everything back, got our weed out of the cabinet that we hid it in because that was our choice after that.
You guys should have said something out. Next cab I ever make for you, I'll put a secret like compartment in there.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good idea. Good
I
weed
could do
construction.
it pretty easily.
Dude, I saw that trophy you made for Eddie's League last night.
Fucking nice, right?
Yeah, dude. It's killer.
It came out really good. Like, I love the way it looks.
Yeah, it is cool. Did you see the duck part?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dave sent me a picture with the laser engraving and the duck on it. Yeah.
Did you get the laser engraving done? Dave did?
No, he did. He had somebody in mind. Like, I was going to have my buddy Jason do it, but I think Dave had somebody that was closer. So he ended up going there.
Hey,
whatever. It worked. Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah, it did look really good. So that was really funny. And but yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. A Lawnmower Man. Yeah, that's a
good
conclusion
film.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how the fuck was your tour?
Good. Very exhausting.
Yeah, it looked busy a lot of the days.
Yeah, every day was the same. It was 11 o'clock, check the venue. 12 o'clock, load in. 2:30, sound check for static. Then about 3:30 was soil sound check. 4-ish, like 4:15 was Wednesday 13. And then 5 would be dope. And then doors at 6, shows at 7. Cool.
So soil was direct support.
For the first half.
Okay.
And then the second half, Wednesday 13 was direct support. Yeah, just because because of the numbers, like it was kind of, we were talking about it, and like soil was like, we did way better in like Europe or in UK than Wednesday 13. It was like, well, technically you guys sold those albums during a time when people bought albums, so yeah, of course you have better numbers. You know,
yeah, that's fair.
So they were like, no, we get to be direct support, and then Wednesday 13 had better numbers in Europe, so they were like, now we get to be direct support.
Yeah.
But whatever, it was all fine.
Dude, was England dope as fuck?
Yeah, man.
Did you guys go to Ireland?
No, I wish. That would have been cool, but we did go to Scotland, which is cool. That's like
dope.
One of my favorite countries. Like,
hell yeah.
If there's one place I could move to, it'd be Scotland.
Damn.
I absolutely love that country.
Fuck yeah.
But it was great. It was a great time. It was interesting just because we were on a bus of 18 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
So it was Stack X, Dope, and Soil and crew. And then the other bus was just Wednesday 13, their crew.
Oh.
So they were riding comfortably. Like, I got to see their bus. I was like, God damn, this is nice. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like we're packed in like sardines over at ours.
So was yours and Static X you shared of us?
And Dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it was cool, man. It was a great crew. Mm-hmm. Like we lucked out. Everybody was super fucking awesome. Super nice. Very helpful. No egos. No fucking rockstar roadie shit. Like that's everybody worked together and made things so much smoother.
Yeah. So were you just teching on the show?
Yeah. So I was the guitar tech for Soil. Shadi was guitar tech for Dope and Static X. Oh. And then Luke was Wednesday 13's guitar tech.
Okay.
And thank God for those two dudes, because when so I was under the impression that they had a tech box there, just like we have one here at home. Uh-huh. And Tim was like, bring a tuner. And I was like, all right, I can bring a tuner. We get there. I'm like, where's the tech box? Oh, we don't have a tech box here. I was like, do you have any tools? No, we don't have any tools. Did you bring yours? I was like, no, you told me to bring a fucking tuner pedal. I'm like, ooh, all right. Well, what the fuck am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, Shadi, Luke, I know we just met like 20 minutes ago, but I don't have any fucking tools. Can I borrow anything? I was like, all I need is a string cutter. I was like, and I'm good. Mm-hmm. And luckily they had more than enough string cutters.
Yeah.
So that was cool. They were awesome. And then there was Zach, that the LD, the guy in charge of lights and stuff. Uh-huh. He was the shit, man. Like he had my back from the beginning until the end, man. He was awesome, like looking out for everybody. And
that's dope.
Me and him were like the trailer guys, so like we knew the pack. So we eventually had a system worked out where in the morning I would be the guy unloading, and then at night he would load the trailer.
Okay.
And it worked out great because like I knew the pack, so I could just set up everything and just send it down accordingly. Because otherwise, like the first like week, it was a nightmare. Like we were trying to figure out who's gonna do what. And like anytime you're in the trailer asking for stuff, the loaders were so fucking stupid that they would never bring what you wanted.
Yeah.
And it would just end up like all this stuff would just be all over the fuck around the trailer. And then he's like, I need this, I need that. And it became a hassle. Yeah. So like the other half, it was much better because then it was like, all right, this goes next, just go that with it.
That's good.
So it went way faster. And it was a lot of shit. It was a trailer probably like as big as this room with a taller ceiling filled.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane how much shit was in there.
That's a lot.
Because I don't know if you saw, like, the videos or pictures of, like, the wall that Static had.
No.
Like it was 7 panels that were probably, I don't know, like 2 feet wide.
Like LED panels?
Yeah, like 2 feet wide by maybe 6 foot tall. 7 of those all together in the back. And then on the sides were 2 LED panels that stuck together. Ooh. With the height would be maybe closer to like 10 feet tall, also 2 feet, like singles on each side.
Yeah.
And then another set of doubles on that side.
Oh, Jesus.
It looked cool as shit, but it took fucking forever to set up and break down. Ugh. And what sucked was that was the first thing that had to go in the trailer, and that was the last thing that got taken down.
Ugh.
Yeah. So like you had to sit around and wait for that.
Yeah, it sucks.
That was kind of a bummer. Wednesday 13's crew was the shit. Like they had this dude Neil there that was just pretty much the go-to guy. Like if you had a problem, he could figure it out. If something broke, he could fix it. He was pulling out blow torches and shit, and like dude, he was crazy. He was this shit, man. We're like, it's like if there's a problem, just ask Neil. He's got a solution. He's the man. His wife, Debbie, was the tour manager and in charge of merch for Wednesday 13. She was like the sweetest person ever. It was like those two were the shit, man. It was like having the 2 coolest parents in the world with you. Like, just like down to chill and everything, and just they took care of everybody and like so nice. So that was awesome. Our tour manager was this dude Dink. Great name. I love that.
Yeah, sick.
He was the shit, man. Like, I think it was his first European tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I always felt bad because like I never bothered him for anything. The only thing I ever asked him for was like printouts of set lists.
Yeah.
And like I always felt bad because I'm like, dude, this guy is like probably going through like 100 emails a night.
Yeah.
Like arguing with promoters and like, everybody at the venue. And then here I'm like, hey man, can you like print out some set lists? Like when you get a chance? Like I felt so bad every time. And he was like, man, it's not it's not a problem, man. It's totally cool. I was like, I know.
Fuck, man.
Who else? And then Dan, that was interesting about Dope. So their drummer, Dan, was their bass player. Like he played bass for this run, and he also drum teched for Static X.
Yeah.
Which that was like, I felt bad for that dude because he pretty much had to be there all fucking day.
Yeah.
Like get there, set up, then do a fucking show, go wash up, and then do the Static show, like setting it up. And I was so he was pretty drained by the end of it. I think you guys would have got along. He was the local pothead in the group, which is funny.
Sick,
always like smoking weed. As soon as you smell it, you like look around and there's Dan like sparking some bowl. It was pretty funny. Who am I missing? Our merch girls, Becky and Chloe. Becky's the original merch girl for Soil back here all the time. She's a shit. I love her. She's like a little sister. And Chloe is in a band called Sister Shotgun that just got signed to Pavement, Tim's label.
Oh, sick.
Great voice. Holy shit. Yeah, that girl can sing. And she was cool. She was super fun, super nice. The Dope guys are cool. Like, I'm not a fan of the music at all. I never have been. Growing up, I don't know. It was one of the bands that just kind of like missed. I saw them live once. Yeah. Like 12 years ago. Were they talking
about that Machine Head beef on the tour at all?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, they definitely got brought up. I'll get back to that in a second. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the music, but the band itself was cool as shit. Like, the original guitar player, Virus, was his nickname. I don't know his real name. Nice as shit. Nice. He was like, I think he was literally the first dude that like said hi to me on the bus, like when I got up that morning. Super nice. Dan was cool. And then the drummer of the film was this dude, Chris Weber, who I'm not sure, he might have been like the original drummer or played a big role in that band, the Butcher Babies.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was in that band for a while. And I guess there was one point we did cross paths at some festival. Babies? Yeah, I was with Nonpoint, and they were on that bill. Oh. And I was like, fuck, dude, I think you were on that show. And he's like, yeah, because their tour manager I knew. Oh. And he was like, yeah, I know that dude. And I was like, oh, well, there you go. I was like, I was there too. Yeah, speaking of that, the fucking Machine Head thing, my take on it is, I think Rob Flynn was really fucking classless by throwing Dope under the bus the way he did. There was no reason for that.
Yeah, Rob Flynn's a fucking piece of shit,
dude. Yeah, I think he was a fucking asshole for that. Yeah. And what I love was Edsel put him in his place.
Yeah, for real.
Like, really well. He was like, we got way more numbers than you. Sorry. Yeah.
And Machine Head
immediately had to backpedal on that.
Did you hear that new song?
Nah, the Die Motherfucker Die. I heard that part of it, but I didn't listen to the song. I don't know. I've always like kind of been a fan of Machine Head.
Me too, but kind of. I respect them. Kind of.
I like the new metal era that everybody else hates. I don't care for like the newer stuff. I do like the old Machine Head, like pre-new
Burn
metal.
My Eyes shit.
Yeah. That was good stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like Supercharger and On is where I kind of like dropped off.
Okay.
Even though Supercharger is like the sequel to the Red or whatever. But I like the Red so much more.
That's the new metal one, right?
Yeah. It's when Rob put on the tracksuit and cut his hair and put in like little mini dreads. Was Supercharger new metal too? Mm-hmm. It was like hard as fuck new metal. Like it was like, it's like if you were to like tell somebody like try to make the corniest, shittiest, cheesiest new metal album possible,
they would do it.
They would make that. Yeah, it's bad. Damn. Even from me, like I was like, this is bad. Yeah, damn, and I ate all that new metal shit up, man.
Yeah. That's funny, man.
Yeah, it got brought up. Like I remember overhearing Edsel like being like, he's like, why the fuck is he saying this shit about us? Like, what the hell, man? He's like, what the fuck did I do to him? You know?
Yeah, just because somebody can compare their song. That's it.
And you know what? Literally. And Edsel was right too when he was just like, dude, that's it's a phrase. It's not like he owns the rights to saying die motherfucker die. Like, I think he even gave an example older than their song that somebody used it. It's like, yeah, exactly. So I think it's more like, I get why people got upset about it, you know, because people are stupid. But at the end of the day, I think Rob Flynn is a fucking asshole.
Well, then Rob's like, you guys could come hang out at one of our shows. Like, dude, we're gonna be man.
Like, come hang or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
no, dude, no. I don't like who. I'm sure they didn't want to go to a Machine Head show before that even went down.
Right. It's like, I'm good.
Dude, you know Vogue is playing guitar with them now?
What?
Vogue from Decapitated.
Really?
Yeah. He's playing like, because I guess their set is like half of it is Burn My Eyes shit with Logan Mader. Yeah. And then he stops and then Vogue fucking plays the rest of it. Yeah.
Oh, I did hear something about that. Yeah, no shit. That's funny. I know they're drum tech for Machine Head.
Yeah, that's sick. I think they have a different drummer too.
Because it's the original drummer for Burn My Eyes.
And then they have a different guy playing the other songs.
That's funny.
It's stupid, man. I hope Vogue doesn't like join that band.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because who was the original guitar? It was that dude. Phil DeMille.
Yeah, that just left.
He left the band, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is right. Fuck.
He did leave.
I wonder if he'll make a guest appearance with Nonpoint. Because he's like tight with those dudes.
Was he in Nonpoint?
No. BC kind of left Nonpoint.
And Phil.
And so Aru Luster, speaking of Machine Head, Aru Luster, who was on the Red Album and I believe Supercharger, who also went on to go to El Nino, he is filling in for Nonpoint right now.
The guitar player?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be surprised if Phil did a tour with Nonpoint. That'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, I don't know what he does now. I know he's married still to the keyboardist from Bleeding Through, and they have a kid together.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit. That's funny. I haven't heard that band in so long.
Oh, yeah. Never liked Bleeding Through. I respect them.
I liked one album.
Which one?
I think it had a bleeding heart on it. Like a white background, maybe. Does that sound right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what it's called. I don't even know why I asked you, because I wouldn't know. But
I'm surprised you don't know, even though you don't follow it.
No, I never fucked with them. I don't know what the album name. I know the album cover you're talking about. I don't know what it's called, but
I like the album that singer was on when he played guitar for
18 Visions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool, kind of.
Sort of. That band fucking sucks now.
I don't think they're a band anymore. They are a band. They came back, and now they're doing hardcore shit again. So they were a hardcore band, and then they became this glam band or whatever. I saw them, dude. I saw them open for
glam band version. Oh.
I saw them open for Coheed and Cambria and Avenged Sevenfold when I was in 6th or 7th grade.
It was
and 18 Visions was opening, and I was like, I never heard this, dude. That was the first time where the idea of it did make sense to me that a band that had been around longer could be opening and tour. Where I'm just like, this is stupid. 18 Visions had 5 records out of there, 4. At that point, I was like, why are they? And Avenged Sevenfold has less, and so did Coheed at the time. And I was like, how are they opening? And then I watched them, and I was like, oh, this band sucks ass.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That was
man.
I remember when that era of 18 Visions popped up. Me and Tom used to listen to that band, and we saw whatever video they released, and we're like, holy fuck, is this the same goddamn band?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, a bunch of the guys, I know at that point it wasn't Brandon was not in the band anymore.
No, he left. Yeah. Well,
there's a bunch of different guys too.
Pretty sure it was the same vocalist and at least one of the guitar players.
It might have been. I don't have that much of a trajectory. Dude, when it came to that era of metalcore and shit, I was all about Atreyu and
yeah, see, I never got into
worse bands.
It's all subjective.
But yeah. I don't know. Bleeding Through was one of those bands that I was very much along the I could have liked them, but I never gave them the time of day to where I did like them.
Fair enough.
But I could have there was a lot of things that I was listening to at the time where I was like, oh, that's
straddled that line.
Yeah, I was literally right there. But
that was me with Atreyu. I went the Bleeding Through route and I was like, eh.
Well, they're also way more I don't know. When I listen to it, I don't know if you've heard it yet, the new Bury Your Dead EP.
Mm-mm.
You should listen to it. It's fucking sick.
What does it sound like?
Acacia Strain. Yeah, it's heavy as fuck. DL produced it and co-wrote apparently a bunch of shit on it.
Fucking A.
Yeah, it's awesome. We listened to it once on tour and I was like, this is the shit.
That's a band I never really got into.
Same, but I always respect them whenever we listen to them. I
never mind when I hear a song of theirs pop on. And I'm like,
they're
what is
fun.
this?
That old shit is fun.
Yeah, and then
Cover Your Tracks is fun, and Beauty and the Breakdown.
Whatever one has Santa Mosh is the best.
Yeah,
that's still my favorite.
Yeah, I forget which one that is. Dude, they used to do joke shit all the time, man. Forgot about that.
And they got that Will Smith cred, and they just kind of took off. From
yeah. Was Brandon still in the band then?
I don't know. I don't remember which version it was.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Because I remember the dude Mike Terry from Volumes, from Bury Your Dead, was in the band for a minute.
Vocalist, right?
Yeah.
And they started doing the more alt rock kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
I never checked that out, but I remember some friends of mine liked it a lot.
I never listened to it. I never really liked Bury Your Dead until recently, but it is what it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's sick though. Did you see any cool? Were there openers on this tour at all?
No. Just the
it
tour
makes sense
package.
when it's so many of them.
4 bands and that was more than enough because Dope. So Dope has never toured Europe.
Really?
I believe so.
Why?
I don't know. They just never wanted to.
Jesus Christ, that band's been around forever.
They were celebrating 20 years of their first album.
On this tour?
Yeah. So it was Wisconsin Death Trip.
Yeah.
The 20th, which is why they were doing it. It's the 20th anniversary.
That is sick.
Yeah, it was interesting because they only did a 20-minute set which is nice because, like I said, I'm not big on them musically. Live, they're all right. I didn't mind it. Like, I didn't mind sitting there next side stage doing my shit while they were playing. Like, I wasn't like, fuck this song. Yeah. They're cool. They're fun. Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, like Edsel was like the only one that I never really like talked to, just because he would just stay up in the front lounge up on the second floor
of the bus.
Yeah, and like never left it.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't until I think the third or fourth to last show that he finally like introduced himself to me.
Damn.
Yeah. He's like, hey, what's up, man? Like, I know we've been like living together on a bus for like 2 weeks. Sorry, I haven't gotten to know you. I'm Edsel. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm Bill.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
At least he was nice.
Yeah. That's what I said. At least he was nice about it.
Do these guys ever like walk around and shit? Or do they mainly chill on the bus?
Well, like, it's funny. The Static X guys were interesting. It was like, as soon as we got to the venue and as soon as they found out I was open, boom, right to the green room. Like, right away. Because
Really?
Tony, the bass player, likes to play video games. So he was always on a computer playing games.
What was he playing?
I don't know. I would like walk past it once and saw him playing something. And I didn't want to bother
playing
him.
Fortnite like a little bitch.
Probably. I think it looked like Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
Some sort of first-person shooter. It did not look like Fortnite. He's too cool for that, man.
You like that guy, Tony? Is he cool?
Amazing. I get why that dude's in like 20 fucking bands.
Because he's
like,
sick.
So fucking.
Yeah, I remember he used to be. I remember he was in Soulfly.
Yep.
I saw him with Static X actually.
Yeah. And that was his original band, but then he's in Ministry right now. He did Fear Factory for a little bit.
Oh.
He might still technically
right now, though, right?
Yeah, there's some legal thing going on with the old members. I just found out about that because I was talking to my friends about Tony, and I didn't know about that, which is a bummer. Because Fear Factory's like the shit.
I know. They're like probably my favorite out of that. I want to be a Fear Factory guy so much. I'm not. I'm a poser if I ever say that I am, but like every time I hear them, I'm just like, fuck, this
dude,
is
just
like
listen
sick,
to Obsolete.
Dude.
It's like
that one's good. And there was
album.
the other one I like too. I forget what it's called. Not Absolute. Demanufacture.
Fuck yeah.
That one's sick too.
Fuck yeah. Those are like my two favorite albums. Like those are so good. Even the follow-up wasn't half bad. Like
yeah, I don't know it. I'm a poser.
But I got to see them live once before with Dino. And
that's cool.
It was cool. And Matt DeVries from Chimera's playing bass.
Yeah. I saw Static X on Ozfest. It was like 2007.
Really?
Yeah, I saw them. Cool. They were touring on their. I don't know if it was the last time with Wayne Static, but I forget what it was called, like Cannibal or something. They have an album. I'm looking it up right now.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I think it is.
I was never. I owned Wisconsin Death Trip because like it just fell into that line of like new metal that I liked. But I never followed up after that because I don't think I really liked it enough to follow up, unfortunately. But it was interesting because like there was a song that they played that I thought was like the shit. It's called Behemoth. And it's literally 2 fucking notes. And it's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. It's a super simple song, but it rules. And Koichi like rips a mean fucking solo on it.
That's sick.
Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Koichi Fukuda can fucking play circles around like the best easily. Yeah. That dude can play guitar like a motherfucker.
Is he an OG of Static X?
Yeah. He's the original guitar player, and like he's obviously he's the Japanese dude who always rocked the little goggles and stuff, man. And that dude's the shit. At soundcheck, he would just be noodling around and just like shredding like a motherfucker. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, you could do all this, but like you're writing these. Like, I mean, that's the thing though. That's the thing about writing music, man. You don't have to be shredding your dick off to make the greatest music in the world. Like, just play whatever works, and that's exactly what he fucking does for that band.
That's sick.
Which, fun fact, Koichi's like main gig is translating American movies to Japanese.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, okay. Isn't that cool? There was one show we did. Our green room was literally a classroom. Like everybody had their own classroom. Yeah. And there was a piano in all of them. And I remember like walking down the hall and I hear like this classical music being played like amazingly. And I walk by and it's fucking Koichi playing
sick,
piano.
Like prodigy guy.
Yeah, so fucking good. And then the drummer Ken, that dude was funny. He was nothing like I expected at all. He was like the nicest like dude ever, and just like very chill and calm and collected. He reminded me of like Mr. Rogers almost. Like really? Just so fucking nice. Like it was funny. So crazy.
Yeah, that album was called Cannibal.
It was.
It was 2007. Okay. I think they did one more with Wayne before he passed away.
Well, he passed away in like 2016.
Oh yeah.
So they might have done one more album because by then
I know they did one after. They did Cult of Static, it says, but
okay.
I think he was just doing the regular like his solo shit.
Yeah, because by the time by the time he had passed away, Static X was just him and his group from the solo project. Apparently, like everybody had left. Yeah, they were cool. They put on it was a great live show, like with that whole video stuff set up. It looked really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then the Soil guys, Wednesday 13, I didn't even get to talk about them.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's the nicest guy in the world. I take it back. Nicer than Ken, I'd say, is probably Wednesday.
Yeah.
He is like the super coolest fucking dude and like down to earth as fuck. And like I ended up like because of like how nice that dude was and how he talked about what he does, I was like, man, I like this band more now. Like I didn't know who they really were before, never listened to them, but after talking to him, I was like, man, I like this band just a little bit more because of that. Like he, I will say this, I'm glad I'm not his fucking tech. Neil would, because he would do a costume change between every song pretty much. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. So Neil and him were like bolting back and forth, like prepping a bunch of stuff as fast as they can for like in like 30 seconds, and then he would come out in a whole new costume, and like it was all part of the music. And his whole explanation was great. He was like, yeah, man, he goes, I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. He's like, I love G.I. Joe. And the idea is like taking the characters from that and like how you can interchange weapons and like certain like characters had these interchangeable stuff. And he was like, that's where I get all my ideas from. He's like, I just do that. He's like, I get to be a giant toy like for 40 minutes. I was like, that's the coolest fucking thing ever.
That is sick, dude.
But like they would like do it all up with all the makeup and stuff. Yeah. And that looked miserable, but I mean, they did it, but it's just like, fuck, every night you put that on, gotta wash that off, put it on, wash it off.
Does Static X do a lot of like dress up shit live now or no?
Nah, not at all. The closest thing to dressing up is Koichi putting on those goggles.
Oh, he still wears them?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Same pair since, no, I don't know. Oh. And then of course Zero is like totally decked out in like
that's what it's, Zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was cool. Like,
is that album coming out? Because they have an album coming out, right?
Yeah, I didn't really like talk to them about it.
Project Regeneration. I just looked it up.
So they're gonna be doing something with Zero on it, which they released, I guess, Blood for Days.
Is that a song?
That's one of the original songs from the first album.
Oh, and they re-released
it with his vocals.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the last Static X record was Cult of Static in 2009.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but Wayne Static was touring like with his own solo shit for a while. And Amir toured with him apparently.
Really?
Yeah, on one tour. I remember seeing the flyer at Mojo's when it was going down.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, I met Wayne Static. I shook his hand at Ozfest. Yeah, I was in line for some meet and greet shit with a bunch of bands, and I didn't give a fuck about them at the time.
Did you get to talk to him or no?
I just said no. I just said like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And that was it. And he was like, "Oh, hey," like, and then he signed like a sheet of paper or something I had, like my ticket or something.
That's funny. Everybody I talked to that like knew him was like he was like the nicest dude ever.
I had to get in their line to get autograph to meet Nile and Behemoth.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, this will be worth it.
Why not? It's a story to tell.
Yeah. Those new Nile songs are fucking sick.
Are they?
Yeah, they're killer. But yeah, Static X, I never disliked them. I mean, yeah, I probably did at a certain point, but I never really got into them. Even when I was into new metal, it was like Korn and fucking
all the heavy
System
hitters,
of a Down, if that counts.
Oh,
like, shit like that, and like Tool, if that counts, but that's kind of a stretch.
Tool is like the same thing as Deftones. Like they came out in the same era, but they're not new metal.
No.
Yeah, they've transcended that.
Oh
even though they
weren't especially
really
now.
Bad. Yeah.
I mean, you kind of hear it a little bit, like
there's definitely a product of their time,
exactly,
for sure. But you could see that they were going a totally different trajectory.
Yeah, dude, I listened to a lot of Deftones on this tour.
Good.
They're going from like Adrenaline to like, I don't know, even like Diamond Eyes or like Gore. It's just so fucking crazy how much that band's changed.
They've definitely expanded their sound.
Yeah. What's your like go-to Deftones record?
Probably the second one.
With My Own Summer on it?
Yeah.
That song's really good.
The last song on there, MX, is like the shit. It's so good. It's so heavy.
Hell yeah. I like White Pony a lot.
That's the one that I like. I know that's like Tom's favorite album. It's a lot of my friends' favorite. I love that album too, but for whatever reason, the second album was like
that's your shit.
My shit.
That's like, yeah, band's dope.
Adrenaline's awesome too. I just wish it sounded a little bit better, but I do love because that was the first album I ever really like bought. Like,
oh, really? Period.
Yeah, like that wasn't a soundtrack. The first album I ever bought was the soundtrack to Wayne's World. And then after that, I bought Adrenaline, and then I think it was like Follow the Leader.
I'm trying to think of the first record I bought. It was Now 4. I remember that because I wanted to hear. I really like the Blink-182 song on there, and I really like the Eiffel 65 song. And then I bought the Eiffel 65 CD. Yeah,
not the Blink CD though.
Europop. Years later, I did.
No shit, that's funny.
Yeah.
What song? Damn it.
No, on that it was All the Small Things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that had like just come out. So
that's funny.
That was huge. No,
that
I
was,
didn't.
Enema of the State.
Yeah,
I had that album.
Yeah, I got it later. Like, I got it when I didn't get into Blink-182 until they did the self-titled record in like
Nate
2003.
hates us right now.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he wants to say so much.
You guys are fucking idiots. That album's not that good. You should have been listening to this.
Enema of the State. He likes that record.
I'm sure he
by
does.
that one.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about that band too.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite bands. Yeah.
But I got into them when they started doing more of the serious shit in 2003. They did that self-titled record with Feeling This, and then that one song I Miss You. It was like a huge hit. It sounded like The Cure, kind of.
Yeah.
They had a song with fucking Robert Smith on it on that album.
Really?
Yeah, very weird.
Cool.
But then I went backwards and got Take Off Your Pants and Jacket and Enema of the State, and I was like, oh yeah, this
I
band's
do
the
enjoy
shit.
that name.
Yeah. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket? Yeah, that's like great. My favorite Blink-182 record.
Is it?
Personally, yeah. That's the one I listen to the most.
I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought it was a good follow-up to to think of like all the hype that they had like on that one. I thought that was a really solid follow-up. Nate probably has a better opinion than I do. I don't know if he would agree or disagree.
Phone or however he listens to
I've talked to him about it before, but I don't remember most of it. But yeah, we've definitely had those discussions before. But that new Blink-182 is apparently dog shit.
It's got the singer from, was it Alkaline Trio?
Yeah, right? It's the second one with that dude on it.
Oh, they've done one with it.
Okay. Yeah. And it's supposed to be really bad.
Interesting.
From what I've heard. Yeah.
It's that wave and only come crashing so long.
It's just crazy that they're even still doing it under that name. It's just like, come on, guys, you got money. Like,
well, I mean, they all had failed solo projects. Like, Blink's probably the biggest thing they had.
But I bet you those solo projects still made them money. You know what I mean?
Probably not as much as Blink does.
No, I'm sure not nearly as much as Blink did, but still it was something. I mean, they probably have enough Blink money to fucking
do whatever they want.
Yeah. Especially during like Enema of the State period shit. Like, dude, they're probably still getting checks from that record.
I would say, they're from that era for sure. Yeah, they're still definitely making good royalties on that.
And Tom, like, it even makes Tom's project that I think is lame way more appealing than that band now.
What's his project?
The Angels and Airwaves.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, they have some okay shit. Like, some of it I'm like, I hate it.
I know I've heard some of it.
But some of it I'm like, okay, it's just him trying to do the Cure type shit and like soft rock type stuff, kind of. But I don't really know how to describe it. Like this weird epic shit. It's okay. I mean, it's just like, I haven't listened to it in a really long time. But I remember like, I would say from listening to whatever Blink-182 songs I heard on this new record compared to like that, I was just like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I'd much rather listen to that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of the things we talked about before we started was I saw Gobo, my singer from Something Is Waiting.
Up and fucking.
That was pretty funny because
that's so fucking crazy. We all thought that he just flew out there for the show. We were no.
He was on vacation for like a week or so.
Yeah,
I think maybe like a week and a half or something.
In England.
In England, yeah. We were in London. We're at the Electric Ballroom, which is like a big venue there, and cool place. Old as fuck. It was really awesome. And
fuck, dude, I want to go there so bad, man.
What?
On London in general or England, and just be like, yo, you guys like the 1975? They're from here.
Just go. Just do it.
By myself?
Yeah, why not?
I don't have that money.
Just do it. I can hitch all the way there, man.
No, I'll tour there.
You
one
should.
Day, maybe.
You could. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But no. So I was like, yeah, I'll try to get you on the show. I was like, but it is a fucking sold out, packed house, and it's London, so everybody knows somebody in this fucking city. So like everybody and their mother's on the guest list. And obviously for like code purposes, you can't just like bring everybody in, you know? Yeah. So I was like, I'll see what I can do, you know? And it was funny because kind of like inadvertently, as I was working, the security guard that was working the door that you would go out to get to the bus, kind of like me and him got like buddy just from talking, you know?
Oh, sick.
And like at one point he like asked me for guitar picks. I was like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Here you go. Sorry, Tim. But and so I like gave him some picks because it's not.
Was it an English dude?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And so then
he's like, hey Bill, you want some cheese, bitch?
What you do here? Is this your guitar pick? Oh, no. I'm like, yeah, for sure, man. Like,
right now I'm going to show you guitar pick.
A lot of like, what did you say? I know you're speaking English, but I don't know what you're saying.
Was it really like that?
He had like a weird accent. Like it wasn't quite
sick,
English.
though.
Like,
yeah,
something off about it, but nice guy. And yeah, so Gobo hits me up. He's like, hey man, he's like, we're not far. He's like, we just stopped at a bar. I was like, cool. I was like, meet me in the back by the bus. Him and his friends come around the corner and like they look a little like beat because they literally just flew in that day.
Yeah.
So they're running on like no sleep. They're jet lag as fuck. It's about 7 o'clock at night or whatever. And I explained to him, I was like, yeah, I'll try to get you in if I can't. I'll meet up with you later if you want. Like, we'll grab a beer. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Like, we're pretty tired. So if it doesn't work, it's no big deal.
All those guys are just him.
All of them. They're like, we're pretty tired. And like, so if it doesn't work out, we'll just, you know, go back to our Airbnb. I was like, right on, you know, we'll see what we can do. We walk up and the dude's like, yeah, come on in. He didn't give a shit. But I told him, I was like, here's the deal. I was like, when we go into this door, I was like, you're literally going to be on the stage. So I need you to run down as fast as possible through the barrier.
Yeah.
And so we go through, they run through. Wednesday 13's finishing up. Neil's like, what the fuck is this? These people run through. I was like, no, it's cool. They're with me. They're with me. And he's like, all right, it's fine. I was like, cool. So they go running in. Soil does their thing, goes well. And so I'm packing up and Gobo texts me. He's like, hey man, we're over by the bar. Like, come by when you get a chance. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm almost done. I'll be right there. So I finish up and get over to the front. And when I find them, all three of them, beer in hand, just jumping up and down, having the time of their life. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I was like, you guys aren't so tired anymore, are you? And they're like, no, this night is fucking great.
Yeah. Fuck, got to see really Static X for free? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it was cool. And Soil, like they got to see them for free, which was awesome. Bummer. If I know it was going to be so easy, I would have just got them in even earlier, but
yeah,
whatever. They only missed Wednesday 13 dope.
Yeah. That's cool. I don't think I've definitely never seen Soil. Definitely never have.
It's fun. I mean, that like, you know, what was interesting, I forgot which show it was, but there was a show where when I was teching, more often than not, I always found myself on Tim's side of the stage right. But every once in a while I'd have to be stage left, which it doesn't matter. Either side doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I was on stage left, so kind of behind Adam's cabs. I just remember like hearing the crowd just going fucking nuts. Like they were so stoked to have Soil on the stage and they were chanting Soil. Like they were just so stoked for those dudes to be there. Yeah. And like I just remember looking at Adam and like just started smiling because I'm like, this is the coolest fucking thing ever. Like this is so cool to see these dudes like get this sort of recognition. Because like back home, it's nothing like that.
Yeah. Like
every show we play back home was like always this fucking shot. And it's never a lot of people there. And it's like they go well, but and the people that are there are cool and they're having a good time. But to see a full house of people screaming for Soil, it was like the coolest fucking thing ever. And like you could tell the dudes were like even more into the show. So that made it so much better too. And like Ryan was like smiling every time. Like I'm like, holy fuck, this guy can smile? Cool. Like
yeah, man. I mean, I know like Europe is a good buddy of mine at work. He's a tour manager and he tour manages For the Fallen Dreams. Okay. They're like a melodic hardcore band from Detroit. And he was like, dude, if you're ever in a band and you run your time out in America and it starts to get to that point, he's like, dude, go to Europe. He was like, it's the best place for every band to go to die, dude. He was like, bands go to Europe to die and they kill it there.
Make so much more money.
Like, For the Fallen Dreams, they tour Europe all the time and they make mad money there, you know? And then it's just like, here, it's not, I mean, yeah, they'll do all right, but it's just like, they're not doing any more. Like, they'd have to do support slots here if they were going to get anything big. Like, so it's very, like, it's interesting to me because I believe it. But then part of me is just like, man, like, do Europeans just care about every fucking band that much? Like, I guess
culturally, they just get the harder stuff more.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
That I get.
It's way more culturally accepted.
I know that.
Like,
But it's even then, like, there's so many heavy bands. Like, which ones stay relevant? And, like, because, I mean, as much as people say that, like, metal is, like, bigger in Europe, which it totally is, and I get that.
Yeah.
But, like, it is big here, like, in its certain areas and pockets. There are successful metal shows.
We tend to hold on to stuff way shorter.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And
that
we take it for granted, too.
Because bands are in and out all the time.
And there's so many of them in America. I don't quite know what it's like in Europe, if there's like just a surplus of fucking bands.
I mean, there's some for sure.
I'm sure they do have a lot, but here it feels like there's just an oversaturation of bands. So it's so easy to be like, nah, I'm going to move on to the next best thing.
Yeah, that's true. But then you get bands like Aborted that sell out Reggies, which is like a big deal for a death metal band to do, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's not the biggest room in the world, but...
No, but for a band like that...
Yeah. I mean, they probably easily could have sold out Bottom Lounge, too, if they did that. You know? Like, part of me is like, that tour could have been at the House of Blues. Might not have sold out, but...
it would have done well, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if House of Blues wants a band called Aborted in there.
Yeah, probably.
Place.
Well, yeah, I have no idea.
Dan Aykroyd would be like, fuck no.
Yeah. Is he on the House of Blues?
Yeah, the one in Chicago. It's Aykroyd and Belushi.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if they still do, but they...
Do they have any say in the matter of anything? Probably not that
Probably
much.
not. I'm sure they pay some dude an ungodly amount of money to manage that place.
Yeah.
You know? I did see Dan Aykroyd there once.
Really?
Yeah. At like cool. I think it was like a Mudvayne show. And I just remember somebody like drunkenly yelling at him like, hey, Dan, I fucking loved you in Ghostbusters. And he was just like, I just went right down to the base. And I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck he was there. Maybe he's like a metal dude. I don't know.
Maybe he just was at that show.
Maybe he just wanted some free food out of his own kitchen.
That he owned that. I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And Belushi.
Chicago guys.
Yeah.
But speaking of other people I ran into, I got to see my friend Damien in Scotland. So that was so fucking cool. And I got him on the guest list, which was awesome.
Hell yeah.
And what was funny was when he walked in, I was like, you got in all right? And he's like, yeah. He goes, when I got here, he's like, there was people in front of me saying they're on the guest list and they didn't get in.
Oh.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, I don't know what happened there. And I was like, glad it worked out for you, man. And I got to pull the Wayne's World at the end. Like we were standing, like the show was over. We're hanging out, drinking a beer, and fucking security would like come over and be like, oh, you guys gotta like get out of the room. And I just flashed him the laminate. And he's like, oh, it's all right. It's fine. You can stay. You can stay. So that was fun.
Sick. Dude, I did that on like every night of this fucking tour for myself though, where I was just like, I'm in a band, like.
Oh, they didn't believe you?
Like, they'd be like, you guys got to go, and I'm like, dude, I'm wearing the laminate on my fucking neck right now. Like, what?
That's so funny.
Yeah,
you just got to be like confident about it, man. That's all. I'm pretty sure like you can.
We're playing probably the exact opposite shows you guys did.
Yeah, I mean it's a little more like a little more production.
Like, come on, man, like.
But there was definitely moments where like I would just like charge right through and they wouldn't stop me because I clearly looked like I was on a mission, you know.
That's good.
But then again, I'm like I gotta hurry up and run over here.
Those are shows where you need those passes. We play shows where we get the passes, but nobody ever needs to. Nobody ever.
Yeah, they're like you're clearly in a band, and I get that too.
Or here's your wristband, and it's just like, oh, okay, so
I shoot if I'm on a tour with a laminate, I shoot that shit down immediately.
Dude, it's
he's like, you need a wristband. I'm like, no, I have a laminate.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta get a stamp. I have a fucking laminate. I'm not stamping my fucking hand here.
We do that like every show, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that, man. We have a laminate. That's what it's for.
I mean, sometimes they do give us wristbands for like drinking and shit, like, and that I guess I understand. But even then, I'm just like, oh, this is so dumb. Stupid. Like, what's the point of making these? It's just because death metal dudes want laminates to be like, well, you went on this tour, and I get that. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Like I kind of bummed that I didn't bring mine because it has all the dates on it, but
you have it though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is it like a crew laminate?
No,
it's just all the same.
The all access, you know.
That's what mine is. You're just probably way sicker though.
It probably looks the same.
Probably way cooler dates.
Yeah.
Way cooler cities.
I mean, yeah, you have the shirt. You can see the places.
I do. I can.
I don't think the dates are on there, but the places are.
There are no dates on here. Just as world tour.
For that, the tour is divided into 3 sections. There's the first American tour, then they did the European one, and then there's a second American tour.
Are you going to go to the second American tour?
I might. There's a Chicago date.
I see that. Where's it at? Let's go and buy another shirt.
I'll have to, I got to find out I wonder if Dink's going to be doing that one too. If he does, I can easily get in and hang out with the crew again. It'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Who's doing that tour?
I don't know. It's none of the bands that did this one though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who else is doing it. Because I asked like all our guys, like, "Hey, you guys doing the American tour?" They're like, "No, not us."
Oh man, imagine being in a band that size and having to do guest list. I'd hate that. I hate doing it now.
Like 25.
I just don't like the amount of people that we have. Like, we'll turn in guest lists. I'm like, this is way too many people. Like, make these fuckers pay. Some dates there's a lot. Some days there's not. But
I'm like a firm believer of like everybody gets one. You know?
Oh, everybody in the band gets one? Yeah, I agree too.
I think that's fair.
I mean, yeah, but
once you start going beyond that, I tend to feel
plus
bad.
Ones and this and that. Yeah, me too. We had the most guest lists in Denver on this tour. Really? Yeah, but we also that was the best show of the tour.
But they
probably.
Allowed them all? Did they ever deny you?
No, because nobody did any tour managing, so I just did mine myself, and I would just go to whoever's at the door and be like, "This is Warforged list." Yeah.
No shit, and they totally went with it.
Yeah, I mean, most nights it wasn't a lot. Most nights it was one or two people. Like Denver, we had 5.
Oh, wow. If I were a promoter, I'd be like, "Go fuck yourself."
But even that's technically one per band member for us.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it was never too much. No, I just remember the one time we played with Gorguts at Reggie's, and we had 18 people on it was some absurd ass amount of people on the guest list.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
We had 8 people on the guest list.
That's so stupid.
10. Yeah, because
that
was
a pretty good show, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had Dave, Eddie, Nick,
fucking
a bunch of other fucking people.
That could totally pay for
my ex at the time. Yeah.
These shows, it's not too bad because every show is pretty much sold out.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fucking crazy to me.
A couple of good highlights I've been telling people about this tour. So we always had loaders, which was awesome. 2 at the least. I think at one point we had 6, maybe even 8 one time, which was the shit, man. It was like, take this, take that. I'm not touching shit right now. This is great. Because I mean,
that is dope that you didn't have to do that.
Well, I think it was Shadi that said, he was like, dude, he goes, if I had to unload and load this trailer to the stage every fucking day, he's like, I'd be dead. He's like, there's no fucking way I would do that. Yeah. He's like, that's what the loaders are for. So we don't burn ourselves out. And and thank God we did because of first of all, in Europe there's a difference in power. Yeah. Here we're 110, they're 220.
Oh, like wattage power?
Yeah.
Whatever?
So essentially, if you were to plug something of ours into theirs, it would blow up because there's way too much power coming in. So you have these things called step downs, and for us, they were little box, look like lunch boxes, this big that you plug into their circuit, and then it reroutes it to 110, and then you could plug into your stuff.
Okay.
And we could get away with it to power like 2 amps and a pedal board, you know. Same thing for Wednesday 13 and Dope. But static, because of the wall, it had too much amperage going in. It was blowing those things, the fuses on them, so they couldn't do it. So they had to order a special step down that was essentially as wide as a rack case would be. About maybe yay deep and this tall. And I'm not exaggerating by any means. I think it weighed 500 to 600 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This thing fucking
So that'd be loaded on and off every day.
Every day. Sometimes uphill, sometimes down. I don't know if they rented that thing.
Uphill and downhill.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers had to carry it.
Yeah, which I never did. Yeah. We had loaders for that shit.
Every day? Every day there were loaders?
Every day we had.
Same people or different people?
No. It was different people.
Who were the venues?
We did luck out. Oh, yeah, Steve was the dude that drove merch around in a box truck. This dude was gigantic, jacked ass dude. So he was helping us. He didn't have to, but he was just picking up everything. He's like, yeah, I benched so much. Didn't you post a picture
of the box truck with all the merch in it?
Maybe. I thought I did.
Yeah,
I think
you did. And I saw it on tour and I was like, wow, that's a lot of merch.
Stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because halfway through the tour, the merch truck left.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. And nobody fucking told us. All of a sudden, merch just shows up at the trailer, and me and Zach were like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, it's the merch. Put it in the merch truck. And they're like, merch truck's gone. We're like, what the fuck you mean it's gone? They're like, he's not coming with us for the rest of that tour. And I'm like, all right. So we just started launching him in there, and like this thing was filled, like top to bottom, side to side, dude. It was crazy. And but so the funny thing about that box, so the second to last show, we're in Prague, and this one loader was a fucking moron, just like total heart of gold situation with this guy. And he was one of those loaders where it's like, can you grab that square black box? And then he pulls the blue one over, and I'm like, really? Like, what are we doing? And it wasn't like a language barrier. The dude spoke English. And so we get to the gray box, and I'm like, we can't move this until the other loaders show up. It's way too heavy. He goes, it's on wheels. And I was like, yeah, it's still too heavy. I was like, we have to go down this ramp, and it's going to crush you. Oh, no, we can do it. Just the two of us. I'm like, no, man. I was like, this is week 3. I know how heavy this is. We argue for like a good 5-6 minutes, right? Finally, the other loaders show up. I'm like, yo, help this guy out. We're going to take this down. He grabs it, goes to pull it. It doesn't budge. I'm like, and that's why you couldn't move it by yourself.
What did he say?
Like, he was just like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm like, yeah, I'm goddamn right, you fucking idiot. And he almost got crushed by it when they took it out.
Good.
He was like, oh, he almost got him. I was like, that's why. I was like, see, you would have been dead if it was just us. And he did some other, they took one of our cases, brought it to the wrong bus. And they're like, that's not ours. Go bring it back to their trailer or put it back inside. They left it in front of our bus.
What was it, a box of merch?
It was part of our lighting system.
Oh.
And it's like, you fucking morons. Like, Jesus Christ. And that was like, I needed that box too. It was like the next thing to go in. I couldn't find it. And next thing you know, Danny, the sound guy for Wednesday 13, comes around the corner with it. I'm like, what are you doing with that? And he goes, it was in front of your bus. I was like, what the fuck, man? These idiots. Yeah. My other favorite loader, I forgot where it was. It might have been one of the Germany shows. He, older dude, but he was big, like 6'1" maybe. And like older, like maybe like late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
But he looked like he was in decent shape. He bitched every time you'd ask him to get something.
Really?
He always did that every time. I'm like, can you grab this? Yeah. It's your job, you know? And then he's like, is this heavy? I'm like, it's all heavy. Like, all of it's heavy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, I got a bad back. Then don't fucking do this job, you know? So at one point, we're trying to get shit out. We're trying to like move as fast as we can. There's a case on the stage. And I'm like, yo, dude, I was like, can you give me a hand with this? Oh, is it heavy? Yeah, man, it's heavy, but we can do it. Like, I've done it before. Like, just help me get it down. Oh, all right. We go to pull it down. Dude makes no effort, and it just comes crashing down. Like, almost crushed my foot. He's like, oh, my arm. And at this point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your arm. I hope you broke your wrist, you dumb piece of shit.
Where does he work? Where did he work at?
At the venue. He's one of the loaders.
Which show is it?
I can't remember. I want to say it was one of the Germany shows. And I was just like, what the fuck? This waste of space.
It's kraut motherfucker, dude. It's kraut eating Nazi motherfucker, dude.
Nazi motherfucker.
Yeah.
Weak ass son of a bitch. So that was the fun loaders that we had. There was another group of loaders that sucked. Like every time I asked them for something, they never brought it. And I was like, I don't care anymore. I was like, just bring it all here. That's what you can do. Just bring it all here. But no, there was the monitor situation. Man, there's one thing I hate about monitors is if we don't have a monitors guy, our front of house does it, which means if I'm always on stage, you know, ready in case something goes wrong. But that means that if the guys need something on their monitors, I have to run to front of house and tell them. And every show is a packed house. So if I didn't have a route to get to the front of house, I'd have to go through the fucking crowd. It sucked. There was only like 2 shows where it got really bad. But then we had a show in France, which beautiful part of Paris. It was really gorgeous, right across the street from Euro Disney. Which was cool. We didn't go, but
damn it,
those people move so slow
in France.
Yeah, man, they took their sweet fucking time.
Damn.
And their monitors guy was a fucking moron. And Wednesday 13, they're like doing their sound check, going through monitors, and it's like not going well. Like just feedback left and right. I think at one point the guitar player Jack was like, he's like, what the fuck happened? He's like, you did the opposite of everything I asked you.
While they're playing?
Well, like during the sound check. And so they get done, right? The show's going on, and I just see Roman like yelling at the monitor guy, like, what's, and like I asked him, I was like, what happened? And he's like, yeah, he's like, my monitors are all fucked up. He's like, I go over to the monitors guy. I'm like, hey man, what's going on with the monitors? Like nothing we did at soundcheck is working. And the guy was like, well, I loaded it from the soundcheck. And he goes, yeah, it's not working. He's like, fix it. So then when we were sound checking, like we only did a line check because the rest of the guys would just kind of fuck off. So it was just me and TJ, the drummer for Soil, and he teched his own stuff. And
he set up his own drum kit.
Well, we only had one drum kit. We shared it between all 4 bands. That thing got beat the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's a rental.
The heads were shot by the end of that tour. And so like, you know, we're going through it, you know, essentially, I mean, you know how it goes. Like for those that don't know, you go through each individual like piece of equipment essentially. So your kick drum, your snare drum, toms, hi-hat, overhead, all that shit, guitars, bass, whatever. And when we do it, we're trying to do monitors at the same time. So I'm like, yo, while he's doing kick drum, put it in this monitor and so on and so forth. And this fucking monitors guy was like, let's just wait until afterward. You know, I won't remember what to do here and there. And I'm like, all right, like fine. So we knock it out. And he tells TJ, he goes, can you hit your snare drum for 2 minutes? I was like, 2 minutes? I was like, we don't even have 2 minutes to do this fucking monitor thing now because I waited for you. Like, what the fuck? I was like, get it right and just move on.
Yeah.
So that was a little frightening. And of course, like their monitors were like all over the fucking place. And but we made it work. And then my favorite was the dude in Germany where this dude was super fucking gung-ho. He was one of those guys where he thinks he's helping, but it's really just throwing everything off, you know? And you're just like, bring it down a notch and chill or go the fuck away.
Yeah.
And I remember leaning over to Sergio and I was like, our front of house guy, and I was just like, man, doesn't this guy understand how like sick and tired we are right now? Like nobody's in the mood for this. And same thing, monitors are all over the place. So Wednesday 13, they you know, we all kind of shared the same backline and mics and stuff like that to make it easy. And any fucking monitor guy can use whatever we have to do monitors. This guy started adding mics to shit. And Sergio's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm putting another mic in the kick drum so it sounds better for him. And he's like, it's all figured out, man. We got mics in there. You don't need to do that. Like, just give him what he wants. And I'm like, that's weird, but all right. And when I was like trying to do like ringing out monitors, that was a fucking nightmare. Like Sergio ended up walking over and doing it for him. He was just like, damn, these frequencies, dude, like just take those down. Yeah. And I'm like, that's great. And so the show's going on. Wednesday 13's playing. I'm already packed up and done, so I already played. And I walk over to go hang out with Luke while he's like working. And I hear Roman just like, my monitors are fucked. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't hear this. I don't hear that. So Luke, here's like me and Luke, right? And monitors guy is like where the wall is. Luke runs over, tells him needs more snare, kick, or whatever. So he comes back. We're standing there watching Roman, and all of a sudden, I just see a body horizontally just like wham, like right in through my peripheral and like right in front of me. I'm like, what the fuck? I look down. It's the monitors guy. He tripped over his own monitor and just flew right at us. We pick him up and Luke's like, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, I want to see if he's all right. He goes, just go back to the console. Like, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. So he goes back and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this dude's something else, huh? And he goes, yeah, he's been on the internet all day. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he's been on his tablet. And I was like, that's weird. I look over. He wasn't really on the internet. He was going through the manual of the console he was on. Oh, great. Yeah. Nothing like really on the job training. On the fly shit. Yeah. Jesus, man. So that was fun, to say the least. That guy. I just remember at the end of the night when we were loading out, he was literally taking the merch boxes and just throwing them at the other loader. Cool. Because he was so hyped up. I was like, Jesus, dude, like bring it down. Damn. But maybe cocaine. No, I think he's just a naturally like hyped up dude. Yeah. Yeah. So those are the highlights of the night. That's sick. The only other bad time we had, forgot where. Oh, there was two other bad times. There was in Zurich, Switzerland, they have a fucking decibel limit. Really? 100 decibels. Oh. Which is nothing. That's like essentially like a car driving by kind of fast. So like that loud, so like a lawnmower. What do they do for a show? They tell you have to turn down. They have a little meter set up, and they like you have to be below 100 decibels. Why? That's just the law, apparently. And so Static X doesn't have a live backline. Everything just goes to the mains. Yeah. Sergio muted the mains, and they were still going over the 100 decibel limit. He's like, "That's the snare drum." What? Like not even mic'd. He's like, "That's the snare drum in this room." Like, what do you what do you want me to do?
What ended up happening?
Nothing. We just had to keep everything low, but it sounded like shit. So like,
it's so weird. So you could walk in with no earplugs and you're like, fine.
Almost. Yeah. And like, I just remember like I could hear Dan doing his backing vocals over the band. And like, I was like side stage, like this is fucked. And like the monitors, like it was weird because then the monitors are fucked up. Cause like when you're, you kind of get some of the mains coming back and like a little bit of the monitors and you're used to that. So like that threw everybody off because like, it's, it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to like hear stuff in a room like that. I don't know, man. They got all that money. They don't want you to fucking up anybody's ears, I guess. Yeah. And then the only other situation that sucked was, it was the venue that Rivers and Nile played the day before. I don't know if you saw that picture.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I was there the day after. I thought I was like, because it was a big enough place that I thought maybe there was 2 shows going on.
Oh, that would have been sick.
That would have been the sickest thing ever. Dude. Yeah, I would have been like, fuck this show. I'm going downstairs and seeing Rivers. Like,
that's so funny,
but
man.
no, they played the fucking night before. Which is a bummer, man.
Was it a big venue?
Yeah, pretty big venue, but the stage fucking sucked. It was so, like, the ceiling was like as low as this ceiling.
Damn. Ooh.
Yeah. And they wanted, and so our Zach, our LD, was like, yo, the lights are going to look like shit in here. Like, obviously we can't put the sides up. He's like, even the back is going to look terrible. And we're going to lose so much like stage even if we do it. And so he made the call of like, we won't do lights today. Like, we'll just do backdrops. I'm like, all right, it's your call. Get the stage set up, even put our back lines up, which normally we don't do.
Yeah.
Kind of but we're like, we asked them, they're like, yeah, we don't give a shit. Stack doesn't care. I'm like, all right. Yeah. So we just put the back line up so we don't, it's like one less thing to worry about. And Sergio's like, all right, we can do sound check in like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. We're like, oh, cool. Edsel comes in because he was like in charge of the lighting more or less too. Like that's like his rig that he rented out to Static and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so he comes in, he's like, what the fuck is this? And we're like, what? Like explosive. Just comes in yelling. Like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, why are you telling me you couldn't put the wall up? He's like, you could fucking put the wall up. What the fuck? Where the fuck is Zach? Wow, wow, wow. I'm like, whoa. All of us were kind of like, whoa, a little intense, but all right. And so Zach comes in and he's like, hey man, he's like, it's going to look like shit. He's like, there's no room. He's like, there's this back thing here that's like kind of in the way. He's like, no, fuck that. You can put boxes up, put the drum right, like, blah, blah, blah. Just yelling the whole fucking time. And like, that kind of bummed me out because I'm like, that's a shitty way to go about it. You know, like I get, like you're all like hard on this fucking lighting thing. But I think you could have approached it just a little bit better.
So what happened?
We had to strip the whole fucking stage.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yep. Took all the mics down.
Took
the entire back line down and put the lights up.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. And that like, it fucked up the whole fucking day. So everybody was in a bad mood. Because we're like, this sucks. Like, man, if that's how this guy's going to treat one of his dudes, like, fuck that, dude. I don't want to like be near him if he's going to be like that, So it bummed everybody out. And we were all kind of like, fuck, like.
I'm sure. What a fucking turnoff.
And even he admitted, he goes, I'll be the asshole. And it's like, man, you don't have to be. Like, you could have been way cooler about it, and like, even if we had to strip the stage and he was like cool about it, it wouldn't have like been such a downer. I would have been like, all right, like, cool, you fixed it, and you know what? It looked like shit. It didn't look that good because like Ken's whole drum kit takes up the whole fucking back. And so you can't really see it. Like, I get the lighting aspect of it, I guess, but I don't know.
It's weird that he gave that much of a shit about it.
Well, like, he spent a lot of money to ship it over. And so I get why
he's still getting paid for whatever.
Yeah. And then there was like the show in Prague was weird because it was kind of like Mojo's and Joliet with the fucking pillars in the way.
Yeah.
And once again, Zach was like,
see if there's any pictures of this.
Oh, there's tons of them. There's a video of it.
Like that you uploaded?
No. There's like a teaser of this tour.
Oh.
And they have that video screen in there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And, but yeah, the Prague one was weird. And like, Zach was like, well, he's like, the backdrop will look good, but the side lights, he's like, I don't know where to really put them without looking like shit. And like, the only way they look good is if you're like really far away. And once again, Edsel
these are crazy.
Yeah. And Edsel was like, I don't give a shit, put it up. I'm like, all right, whatever.
So just the back, not the sides?
Yeah. We did that. The full production, we only did maybe like 6 times.
Okay.
Because it takes up a lot of space. More often than not, we did the backdrop with like one side, which wasn't too bad, and then a handful of just backdrop.
Did you guys stay on the bus every night?
Yeah. We had a hotel on our days off, but that was kind of like for showering.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to stay in there, you could, but I always have the fear of I don't want to get left behind.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just stay on the bus.
I hear you.
That was the other thing that was brutal about this. It was essentially 6 days on, day off, 6 days on, day off, 7 days straight home. So it was pretty exhausting. And the first day off kind of sucked. We were in Southampton, which is kind of like a college town.
Yeah.
So there was plenty of stuff to do, but nothing to see. You know what I mean? Like nothing fun to like check out, like no historical things or anything. And
yeah.
So we went and saw a movie.
What'd you see?
Ready
Joker?
Or Not?
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to see Joker.
I want to see it too. I
want to see it so bad.
We were gonna go in Colorado, but we all got too
tonight.
I gotta go to Adrian's.
Fuck that guy.
But I'm down to go see it.
Dude, I want to see it. Yeah.
But
you probably actually like that movie Ready or Not. It was pretty fun.
Did I tell you about our? So Alex kept talking about how he wanted to go see Joker at the theater in Aurora, Colorado, where the shooting happened for The Dark Knight or whatever.
Damn it.
And he was like, yo, we all got to get trench coats and walk in separately and be like, oh, one ticket for Joker, please. But, and we were going to do it. Like, we were going to go. They weren't showing it at that theater, though.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't going to show the movie. So we showed up in Denver and we were going to go to the movie.
Really ruined the movies for everybody.
And we just all got way too high. Even Max. Like, everybody just got so fucked up. And, like, we were going to go, but me and Alex were the only ones that wanted to go at that point. And we were like, all right, I guess we won't. But,
oh,
yeah.
You guys should have just gone.
I know. Well, we had no way to go unless we took the van.
Uber.
And the trailer. Yeah, I'm not paying that money on tour.
How much could it have been?
An Uber from there to the movie. I don't know, probably like $15 one way, $15 the other way.
Split that shit. It wouldn't fine.
No, I'm not trying to spend money on tour. I'm trying to save, unless it's like I spent a lot of money on weed, but like, yeah, I'm not trying to, I don't know. I try to be fickle on this tour more because I usually find myself spending so much fucking money on tour. And I did for sure on this one, but I was a lot better about certain things, like not buying shit at gas stations every time, drinking a lot more water, like bringing my own food instead of like I went grocery shop. We would go grocery shopping at Walmart and like I would actually utilize it and just bring food to eat. And, I mean, I still ate out a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
Still a way to save the money. It's kind of like, all right, don't be snacking every fucking minute and spending money while doing it. But yeah, but we went to Buc-ee's and that's where I like lost it. And I was like, money.
What's Buc-ee's?
The truck stop in Texas.
Okay.
Oh my God. I haven't told you about Buc-ee's. Oh, it's the shit, dude.
Why? What's so good about it?
I love it. It's not nothing, but it's sick as fuck. It's just like this huge truck stop. And most of the band hates it, but me. And it's just like a gas station, but it's huge. It's like the store itself is giant. It's like a Walmart. It's so big.
Jesus.
And Bucky is like a beaver. That's their mascot. And they sell Bucky shirts.
Do you have any Bucky merch?
Oh, fuck yeah, okay, I do.
Yeah.
I got a lot of Bucky merch. And I should have wore some. Fuck. But I got a couple Bucky's shirts because they do all kinds of weird, crazy ass shirts like for the seasons and stuff. And I got these cool like 80s throwback ones. They had a Halloween one. I didn't get it, but they make these things called beaver nuggets, and they're like those corn puffs, like like puffy Cheetos, but they're not cheese flavored, and they're covered in caramel. And it tastes
awesome,
dude. It tastes just like Waffle Crisp, the cereal, and that's like the shit. It was oh my God, dude,
that's awesome.
So sick. They have fresh barbecue sandwiches all day. Like they literally make it there and smoke them there. It's the shit,
how does
dude.
Your band not like
because
it?
they think there's too many people and it's like a tourist trap bullshit. And yeah, it is. I mean, it's just like, hey, give us your money shit. But it's like, yeah, I will.
Sounds worth it.
Yeah, it totally is. Awesome. The food is killer, dude. It's like it's like $6 for a barbecue sandwich. It's better than any gas station sandwich. They got brisket. They have pulled pork. Like it's good. Yeah, I think it's good. Like,
is it only one Buc-ee's?
No, they're all over. It's chain in Texas exclusively.
Gotcha.
So you got to get your ass to Texas and go to a motherfucking Buc-ee's. I hate it too, but dude, Buc-ee's is the only saving grace for me there now.
Fuck, man, I've been to Texas a couple of times now. I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
Where did you go?
Stayed a long time in Dallas once, and then
because there's some around Dallas and in Fort Worth, Austin. Not really Western Texas, like El Paso and shit.
Okay,
you
I've
won't
been
see
to El
them,
Paso.
but we went to 2 Buc-ee's.
Okay.
I made us stop the second day. I was like, can we stop?
There's a Buc-ee's right there. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. Buc-ee's is the shit, man.
That's funny. Yeah, I've for whatever reason, I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it's my shit. I love it so much. Because there's Buc-ee's here, Bucky's, and that's like the mobile gas station stores. But Buc-ee's is spelled Bucees.
Okay.
And I'm just like, fuck, this is so sick. It's so sick, dude. There's a lot of touring bands that go there. And like, I was like, yeah, it's probably whatever. But then we went, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I love that spot. So at least we got to go there before the tour got cut short. So we got to buy legal weed and do that.
Go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Everything like on the old Jason checklist.
For real, dude. Literally, that's everything. I was like, I'm good to go home now. Like, hell yeah.
I've done my shit.
I like forgot we were going to Buc-ee's because we didn't hit the Buc-ee's until the drive from Austin to Fort Worth. So it was the last show, and I was like, oh, we're gonna hit a Buc-ee's. And I like made everybody. I was driving, and I was like, we're stopping. And like,
hey man, you're driving. Your choice.
Yeah, dude, it was dope. And like, we had to get gas anyway. They usually have cheap gas. Gas is cheap as fucking Texas. But it's also huge. We try to like
capital of the world.
Yeah. If we're on tour and like we're having a day where like we got to be somewhere on time, like we try to stop at truck stops more so than gas stations just because there's a lot more bathrooms. So it's like if everybody's got to go, we don't have to wait. And like we've gotten a lot better at that. But
speaking of bathrooms,
I remember you posted that one. It was like a disaster.
Dude, Max would have had a heart attack. So Max, if you listen to this, don't ever go to Italy. You're not gonna have a good time.
What do? You have to stand and shit?
It's a hole in the ground with this little porcelain bowl, and it's got little like foot grips.
Oh.
that you just crouch down and you poo in the hole. Yeah.
Standing?
And what's worse was at this venue, it was literally like those cowboy doors, the swinging doors.
Do you have to take your pants off?
Well, how else do you shit?
Well, I mean, completely off?
I don't know. I didn't use it.
Oh.
And luckily, like, I didn't walk in on anybody.
Did you not take a shit in Italy?
No, I didn't because it fucking sucked.
Wow. That's like fucked, man.
So it's these two like cowboy doors. And then you walk in and straight in front of you is one of those stalls and there's no doors on the stalls.
What?
So you can just walk in on dude's squat and take a shit.
That sounds horrible. I would never shit in Italy.
Nightmare fuel.
Is that every single bathroom?
That was just the bathroom at that venue. Oh. It was fucking gross.
No shit on the tour bus, I'm assuming.
No, you cannot shit on a tour bus. You can hot bag it, but you can't. But fucking Dan established dominance early. I think it was day one hot bagged. I was like, Jesus, this guy's like trying to prove something.
Oh, you just like wrap a bag around it?
Yeah, I just saw him walk out of the bathroom with a fucking garbage bag. I was like, Jesus, man. All right.
I would do that maybe.
If you have to, yeah, for sure.
But
I had a good system worked out. It was always like wake up, pee in the bus, get ready, load in, shit, come back, set my stuff up.
Shit in the venue?
Yeah, every time. It was great. Yeah. Like for whatever reason, my body just like got acclimated.
Same,
so
dude. On tour, every single time my body's just like,
man. I loved it.
It's awesome. Shit during the morning. And like when I first wake up, before we leave, I take a shit whoever we're staying with. And then that's it for the day. And then I'm just like, all right. Sometimes I would shit when we get to the venue, but it was rare.
Sometimes I'd shit right before doors, and that was awesome. So I was like, all right, good to go.
Yeah, dude. If I ever had to go before the bathroom, I went like immediately when we got there.
Because my thing is like, I would rather shit in like the public bathroom before the show starts.
Yeah.
Just because like I don't want to shit in our green room area just because it's going to like fuck up everybody's day. So I'm like, I'll just shit in those bathrooms. Call it a fucking day.
Especially if nobody's using them, It's
right.
Just like,
and they're clean because they clean them like that morning. So it was awesome.
Dude. That's the move right there.
And like stocked, which was great. They always had toilet paper. But Italy. So that was like the public bathroom. Like, fuck, where's our green room? It wasn't like a green room. It was just like a section of this building that we had with the shittiest fucking layout of food ever. And, but I go, so that's the picture I have where it's just a toilet bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I
saw that. Yeah.
And I remember like everybody was so fucking mad. I was like, what's going on? There's no fucking seats in the toilet. And I was like, what? And I like go over there. I was like, holy shit.
Where was this at?
Porcilia de something.
In what country?
Italy. And what made things worse was not only was there no seat on the bowl, but when you flushed it, the water like literally shot out of the bowl. It was so much like water pressure flying out. It sucked.
Yeah, this.
Yep, that you show the camera.
How are you supposed to shit on this?
Hover. Everybody hovered that shit on it. Like, so yeah, that's the nightmare toilet.
This is stupid. Just add a scene.